Hunting is not easy. It never has been. It takes dedication, motivation, a lot of patience, and quality gear. If you manage a food plot, put up stands, or need just one more game camera, we can help at MidwayUSA.com. We opened our doors in 1977 and continue to put customers first by offering super fast, same-day shipping. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Hey guys, this is Melissa Bachman. Are you ready to stop spooking deer before it's even time to hunt them? Then you need the new Flex S Dark cellular trail camera from SpyPoint. With a no-glow flash option, long-lasting solar power, and a ton of settings that can be changed anytime through the SpyPoint app, there are no more excuses for letting your deer get wise before the season even starts. So check it out for yourself and see why the SpyPoint Flex S Dark is the unstoppable and undetectable scouting tool you need for your next hunt.
All right, guys. We appreciate you jumping on with another episode here on the Outdoor Drive. This is episode 307. We had the Mooseman Drew on. What a cool cat he is. This is your boy East Coast Trev, and I'm joined with the Madman himself.
What up?
What up, buddy?
Nothing.
I don't know. These cold 41-degree temps in the morning kind of get you a little blood pumping.
Chilly.
Yeah.
Feeling a little deery out there.
About time. I didn't think the day was ever going to come. But then you kind of, it's funny, this morning I woke up and I'm like, dude, we're 17 days from opening day of deer season. How does it even happen?
Coming quick.
Yeah. It's going to be rough before we know it, dude. Like, I did take a small yander through the woods, and I found myself some oaks. And
Chopper?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Nice.
So I know we had talked last week in the intro about it and kind of like finding those oaks and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not. I don't know if it's in a good spot or not. I just found some oaks that were dropping. So.
No sign? Did you find sign?
No, not really. No, but it was nice when I walked, and I'm like, oh. Those are what acorns look like.
What's crazy is I've been contemplating my camera locations the last week or so, and I'm super patient, right? Like everything for a reason, but my action on camera has been subpar, not terrible. I started thinking about it, and I was like, I might have to shift a couple around, right? Like some of them I'm pretty confident in, like camera's got to stay there regardless.
Right.
Regardless. Too good last year. That one will stay. But some of them I can afford, like maybe a new spot. Like, all right, I'm not in the right spot. Let's start shifting around. And I had some thoughts and plans on other places I would try to like kind of find deer, right?
Right.
Dude, all of a sudden last week, shit just started popping. It's sporadic. But like cameras that I was like, yeah, that camera's trash. Like I can move that one. All of a sudden, bomber shows up at like 9:30 in the morning. Now, mind you, been cool mornings, right? At 9:30, it's 80. Like,
right.
And all of a sudden, it's like, what is he doing there now? Like, why you would think not in the not early morning, not late evening or dark. 9:30 in the morning, bomber shows up. Then like another camera, buck shows up, and it's like, dude, like 5:00 in the afternoon. Not 6:37, last half hour of daylight, like super early. I'm like, okay, like, but it's that time of year, dude. Like, they starting to transition, and they're moving into new areas. They're scoping out. There's, they might have summered somewhere else. More than likely, they summered somewhere else. They're just coming back to their fall range, and they're checking shit out, right? They're kind of getting reacquainted to their fall areas.
That was kind of some of my thing. Like I had a ton of early season on the two cameras where they are now. The two specific cameras that I'm thinking of, they are where they were last year. One of them was hot as hell throughout all velvet season from July on, and literally for some reason, dude, it's dead, like dead, and it still hasn't kicked on. There's only been a couple of deer that have been passing through there. I don't know if the food source has changed or not, but like then the other one was decent, but didn't kick off until like the middle of September, where it really got hot. So like, same thing. I'm kind of nervous. Like, do you take these things out? Do you move them? Do you add more in there? Do you walk around in there to try and find more? Like, I don't know. I'm torn. I just, we know that the food source isn't the same as it was last year, right? Because that's just the way that it goes. But it's just nervous to me. But I know damn right sure that, especially if there's not a lot of food right now, that in 2 months that spot's going to be lights out because they got to. It's just a darn good spot, right? And I don't know. You can't base it on it. I guess I don't know. I guess you're just gonna have to hunt your hunt this year, for me, anyways. Where like, just gonna have to hunt. It is what it is, and it is what it is. Just hunt. Fuck it. You know.
I've been seeing like it's kind of fun, but I've been like seeing like the weirdest but cool shit on camera. Like, normally you put a camera out and it's like pretty regular. Like even if it's does and small bucks, it's like kind of like clockwork. Like you're gonna see them at some point every evening or whatever. Like one of my like go-to cameras every year, not go-to for like giants, but like solid every year, right? It's been like dead. Like what? Like this is like
Yeah.
consistent for like 20 years. It's been dead. And then I'm gonna pull it up right now. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I think it was yesterday or the day before, all of a sudden I get a notification on my phone. The camera's going off. I pull it up. I look up, and it's a buck, like an eight pointer, right? Not a bomber, but like a solid, respectable deer or buck is on the camera. So I'm like, oh, that's cool, right? All of a sudden, all right, what time is this? This is 1:16 in the afternoon. It's hot as hell out, right? He's with 5 does in this buck at 1:16 in the afternoon.
It's still 80 degrees.
Make sense of that. I'm not complaining, but like if a buck come off that hill and 5 does at 6:30 in the evening, makes perfect sense. What are they doing at 1:13 in the afternoon?
Maybe that food source is there, that they're feeding that many times in a day. Like I just don't.
I don't know. It's just things that make you scratch your head and go, "What? What is that? What is this?"
It is.
But yeah,
I don't know. I'm blown away in the season. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
it is
fun.
what it is.
It's a fun time of the year too. When every time that phone goes off, you're like, "Oh."
Did he show up? Is it what's up?
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Coyote.
I'm so pissed too because like for some reason now I'm running the Moultries this year as I did in the past couple years, and like you have to push for notifications. It's just it's drained the life out of me. Like the whole camera thing has just drained the life out of me when it comes to cameras because I'm just over it. Like that's
a settings thing with Moultrie though. There's a way to turn it on.
Yeah, but my thing is I'm just so pissed in the fact that if I spend so much goddamn money on Moultries to have them run that I don't even want to run that many cameras because it's just so damn expensive, right? Like it just drives me nuts. It's $10 a camera. I at one point I have 13 cameras. Like it's too much, dude. It's like a car payment.
The thing with Moultrie is, and I've run both.
Yeah.
Moultrie sucks you in with a cheap camera.
Yeah, they're 2 for $79 right now.
Yeah, right. But then you get into the plan and you're like, shit, in the long run I'm gonna pay more.
Yeah.
So you're paying $120 for a Tacticam and run that camera for $5 a month. And
the camera is kind of funny to talk about cameras real quick is I bought my dad a Covert for Christmas. I actually like that camera. And dude, they're nice. Like genuine nice, expensive cameras, but they're nice and they're only $5 a month, unlimited pictures.
Yeah.
So it's the same as Tacticam, right?
Is the cheap plan. Yeah, but Tacticam they shared the data plan.
Yeah.
So I mean I'm running 11 right now, $5 a piece, but 250 pictures per camera, and then they share. So anyway. So you just reminded me of a funny story. So Saturday had to get back with Dad again because one, we went to the range to shoot the shotgun, and he wanted to shoot the 300 Win Mag for the moose hunt. Get ready. and but we had to go back into the new stand because what I didn't say in the last podcast was when we got all the way in there, the bolt with the plastic wing nut thing
Yeah.
and the little spacer washer for the where the shooting rail flips up lost the plastic knob and the washer. The bolt was still in there. So he's like, God damn it, Jesus Christ, da, 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 right? And I'm like, I don't, it must have come out when we were carrying it in or something. I don't know. So we looked for it on the way out, never found it. So I'm like, take the bolt, go to Home Depot, find something that fits on there. You can find spaces and all that, and we'll come back. We'll throw it on, right? So last Saturday, that was the mission. We were going to walk all the way back in there to a stand, get that put on there, whatever. So Dad's old school. He don't do none of this new shit, right? But I'm like, I kind of threw it out there. I was like, I could throw in a mock scrape or something over here for you. You know, he ain't gonna bow hunt that stand. It's just a gun stand.
Right.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. So he had brought. I used to run the shit out of them, dude. I love those cameras. It was before I ran cell cameras. Cabela's makes them. They're like, I forget what they're called, but they were like $100. Blackout flash, video, sound, like all that shit, right? So he had one. It's like brand new cherry because he never uses it. So he was gonna put it up. Well, he didn't know that I had 2 reveals left in my backpack. So I started talking about reveals. Like, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, how much are they? So he's thinking we're gonna throw his Cabela's camera on the scrape, non-cell.
Till he buys one.
And then maybe he'd go to Walmart, get a Tacticam, and then we'd come back in there to swap it out for a cell and blah blah blah. So I just pop out my backpack, pull out a Tacticam, slap it up on the tree. So then, this is huge. I downloaded the Tacticam app on Dad's phone and shared the camera with him. So now Dad gets to check all the Tacticam pictures on his stand.
On his stand, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Have they
cool.
hit it?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't love it. It's a good spot, but I was skeptical on the mock scrape because there's like an intersection of trails. One's coming up out of the swamp, and like one's kind of like following along the swamp. And there was really nowhere good. Like I wanted to put the scrape like right on that intersection.
Yeah.
And just the way it's like hilly and there's no like flat spot. Kind of like a little billy goat spot. So there's nowhere really good to put the mock scrape. So it's like kind of just off where they could buzz it, but not really, you know what I mean? So
they'll hit it.
Yeah, they'll hit it. But it wasn't one of those ones where I was never confident it was just going to be like bang, bang.
Yeah.
But it's there regardless. It's not hurting anything.
Right.
And when one comes up out of there, it's going to be right in his face. So, but it's just funny that like, you know, new stand for Dad, moved his stand 20 yards. Now he's got a Tacticam. He's got a mock scrape. He's getting a little new school on me.
He's it.
But
That's it.
fun.
That's the way to do it. It's perfect. Let's do some sponsors, and then we'll get our boy Andrew on.
Hell yeah.
I was going to come up with some crazy name for him, but I decided probably not. So,
Mooseman.
Mooseman Drew. The Mooseman Drew, right? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So make sure to head down to your bow shop and check out Bowtech. Refuse to Follow. Guys, some of the really cool stuff coming out with them. They actually just released a new bow last week. So get down to your bow shop, check those guys out, give them a shot. You'd be surprised. And I'm,
mine shooting BBs, buddy.
Yeah, they're something else. Now, I'm impressed. This will be second season with them, dude. I'm super impressed with them and how they shoot, and more than I'm glad that we stepped out and definitely went and shot one. So
I'm dialing in my shooting regimen. You know, like I got my little nightly workout with the bow, and I always start out stretching out to like 50, and usually I don't shoot groups. Definitely not at 20, not at 30. I don't even like shooting groups at 40, but I figure at 50, I could sling 4 arrows down there, right? Dude, I almost freaking Robin Hooded one of my brand new Bow Daddy arrows at 50 yards the other night, and I'm pissed because I thought I just busted the knock, but I pulled the knock out and I split the carbon. So,
still good.
Shot.
That sucks.
So, keeping Seth Italian business, building me arrows.
That's good. Latitude Outdoors, latitudeoutdoors.com. Make sure you use the promo code Outdoor Drive over there. They got a ton of really cool stuff. The Ranger 33 is on the market. We have the Method 3 just some really cool stuff. The profile pocket, just a load of great saddle hunting stuff to touch right before season. Right when you thought you were dialed in, now you're buying new stuff. So
Always got to change something.
use the promo code Outdoor Drive.
I got
Work.
an update for that real quick too. I ended up putting those operator pouches on my backpack. I talked about it last week.
Mm,
I think they're staying there, dude. Like it's pretty
yeah.
sweet. It just gives me that extra spot to carry my rangefinder binoculars in on my hips. Easy to get to without taking the pack off, and just like I don't know, kind of just gives more organization.
It does. It definitely makes it a bigger pack, right? I mean, just having the optimization to be able to do a little bit more with it. It looks good though.
Yeah, and it ain't hurting nothing. For the walk in, everything's nice and tight to the body and everything. But like I said, they're right on your hips, so if you need to get to them, they're there.
Mm.
But once you strap up, grab your bow. Yeah, I'm pumped for that for sure.
Working class bow hunter WCB. Get on over to their website. They actually have a new T-shirt, which I personally love, and it's "Stop Supporting Poachers." So the Chris Brackett's out there and all the other ones. Oh, we're not even live, so I don't know what I'm showing you. You already know what it looks like. The Corn Killers. So make sure to check those guys out. Use the promo code Outdoor Drive on that one. Save some. I did use it because I had to have that T-shirt. I couldn't miss out on it. And then there's a new kill bottle for the 2025 season. So make sure to check those boys out. Listen to a podcast. Some really cool stuff.
Dude, I know I'm interrupting you for these sponsors.
That Seek one.
Yeah, the Seek one, man. I mean, everything Working Class puts out is top tier, but man, if you're gonna listen to one, you gotta tune into that Lee Ellis one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I miss those boys, man. I was texting Eric the other day, and I was like, dude, we need to come to the Midwest. We need to go see the boys. That just needs to happen. So, huntworthgear.com, your early season stuff. Make sure you're going to check those guys out. Some real cool new camo from those guys, the Verdicts. So check those guys out. We love their early season Durham pants and that. In the early season. Fourth Arrow camera arms for you guys that are filming. Looked like they had the new Bantam. That thing's a pretty cool arm. I was checking that out the other day. Maybe switch up to that or but if you guys are filming and doing things, make sure to check out Fourth Arrow camera arms. And then
have you seen anything? Last time we had him on, we were talking to him. They were going to come out with a new GoPro flex arm.
I didn't see anything on that. The only thing I saw was that Bantam arm. The Bantam arm was the only thing that I saw recently. I don't know. We'll have to keep them posted on that though.
Yeah.
The third view. But you guys that are looking to film, there's nothing better than Fourth Arrow camera arms. And then for you guys trying to shoot things in the face, make sure to check out my man Aaron Satterfield at SaddiesLLC.com. Always a good time to get into some turkey loads or some varmint loads, or if you're a waterfowl hunter, that's definitely a good thing too. So go and check those guys out. Any Killer's Corners or anything like that?
I did. Shit. Was it Andrew Patterson?
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, he's always up to cool shit. But yeah, dude, he went to Alaska, killed a blacktail, and
so he lives in Alaska. He's a guide in Alaska.
Yeah, doesn't he split time though? He comes back here. Yeah.
I met him at a bar one night, and he wanted to ride my e-bike. Yeah. Yeah, and that. So then he's showed up at Birds and Booze. He came there, but yeah, he's back and forth. I love Andrew. Andrew's such a good dude, man. He's been a huge supporter since day one. And remember, he had invited us on that blacktail fishing trip type thing. It's tough
or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's tough for us, but I mean, if it ever comes to fruition, that would be kind of cool. But he knocked it out of the park. That's a great blacktail, right? I mean, I don't know blacktail. Super cool. Super cool.
They look black to me.
Yeah, hey, any buck in Alaska is a good buck, in my opinion.
Black, it's down.
Yeah. You went there. Nice job.
Pile of fish.
Yeah.
Dude, Alaska is just like the shit, right? Like,
I think the scary thing about going there for me is like, I don't think I would want to come home.
Yeah.
There's just so much to do. Saltwater, freshwater. There's just so much to kill. Like, I think the hardest thing for me would be the 24 hours of dark, 24 hours of light thing. Like, that would kind of like get in my mind. But
Oh yeah, dude, it's definitely a different lifestyle up there, but
Yeah. It's cool to watch. So if you guys want to see that, go on to the Outdoor Drive Facebook page. And then if you guys are killing anything, season's right around the corner, guys doing the velvet hunts, whatever, make sure to post it in the Outdoor Drive so you can be shouted out in the Killer's Corner. I'm so mad that my phone is dead. I had something to talk about, but I'll save it for next week because the Outdoor Drive actually sponsored a race car, a Little League race car. So I will leave it there, and I will talk about it on the next week's podcast. And until then, we appreciate you all tuning in, and let's get Andrew on the phone. The Outdoor Drive Podcast.
you ever sacrifice a chalk to the fire?
I haven't yet.
Sacrificing a chalk.
Yeah, you got to sacrifice a shed to the shed gods every single trip, dude. That's just
to
just
help
what
with
you
like
do.
a dry spell.
That's what you do. Well, you just make sure that it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what you do.
What I do is I clean up the woods and I talk to the spirits, man. You know what I mean?
That's
how I do it.
too.
Not no like hippie crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Just a
I
little
don't
bit.
know.
Just a little bit.
Hey. This motherfucker said talk to the spirits. What the fuck?
Nah.
I do this.
Fuck that.
I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. Sometimes I'll be walking through the woods and I'll be talking to everything around me. Like I'll be walking through especially like during gun season. Like say I'm just taking a walk, and I'll be like, do I want to go over the hill to the right or do I want to go down by the swamp to the left? And then
There's a natural voice.
I'll hear a hawk.
A bird, yeah.
Okay.
It's usually the birds. The birds are mad connected, man.
And one will just say the right thing at the right time while I'm thinking in my head, and I'll go, okay, I'm going left because the hawk told me to. And
But I've literally seen a bird come out of the woods, and I walked where he stepped out of it. There was an antler right there. Happened many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look for a guide, bird in the tree. Looked right at you, flew away.
Bow hunting all comes down to a moment. And in the moment, you want equipment on your bow that will get the job done. Trophy Ridge products are the tools bow hunters trust. React technology sights, rests, stabilizers, and quivers to help a bow hunter be successful in the field. And those tools are from Trophy Ridge.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Midway USA brand product designers have one straightforward goal: develop high-quality, technically sound products and deliver them to customers at reasonable prices. If you are immersed in the shooting sports industry and pay close attention to every single detail, you know our products are built right and stand up to everyday use. Who has shooting mats and range bag systems to hunting clothing and just about everything for the outdoors? Log on and shop 24/7 with super fast shipping. MidwayUSA.com.
hey, it's only weird if it doesn't work.
I know. It's all energy out there, though, man. It's real.
No, I
There
believe.
have been times when birds come out, no antler. I'm like, man, it's some bullshit.
Oh, this is the okay. All right.
I think it depends on the bird.
I think it really depends on your mindset.
Oh yeah, big time.
If you're fully in tune and you believe and you're focused and you're looking for a sign and then you see a bird and you're like, all right, something's telling me to go that way. Like, it's all mindset.
Yeah, big time.
The Mooseland Drew. How are you, bro?
I'm blessed, man. It was a beautiful day, man. It's been a busy season. It's awesome, man. I'm going on a canoe trip, 7 days on Allagash this weekend, so it's been amazing, man.
Man, that's
it's a pleasure to be on here with y'all. I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Hey, no, we appreciate you jumping on with us, dude. I mean,
hell yeah.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, is what I say. Why don't we put this thing right in 4-wheel drive like we're in the Allagash? Why don't you tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do?
My name is Drew. I'm from Florida. I was born in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Grew up in Port St. Lucie. So I grew up as a city kid, so I'm not used to the woods. I've been in Maine for 8 years now, and it's been a blast. I love it here. You know what I mean? I came here with no knowledge of the woods, nothing, pretty much. I've stuck around a lot of intelligent hunters, Maine guides, and everybody like that, and they really changed my perspective on everything, pretty much. You know what I mean? But I came here, fell in love with the place, started chasing moose, and now I have a business collecting and selling moose antlers. It's amazing. It's how I pay my bills.
So rip it back to the beginning, bro. Like where? So you're in Florida, and what? You get abducted by aliens and get sucked up to Maine? Like how did this all happen?
So my pops, he's from Brazil. He's pretty strict on certain things. One of the things was cannabis. He wasn't, too fond of that. And so when I was 18, he gave me a couple choices, and one of my choices was to move to Maine and stay with my grandma for a little bit. You know what I mean? So she was willing to take me in when I was younger. So I took the opportunity and I came here, started a whole new life. Pretty much, literally just had to abandon my past life and just come here and figure it out. And and then my first week here, I wanted to go back. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, man, there's nothing here. It's just snow and old people and freaking. There's Target. No offense to my older folks, man. There's some wise people out here, you know what I'm saying? But that's initially what I saw when I came out here. That's, from a Florida perspective. I come from a, multi-diverse, multiculturalist place, you know what I'm saying? It's very diverse in Florida, I grew up around everybody pretty much, but over here, it's definitely very different. But, people, I think Mainers are amazing. Some of the best people I've ever met. You know what I mean? I've been all over the world pretty much. I've been all over the country. And Mainers are the best. They got a little attitude on them, but they're willing to help you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They help you out, but they're gonna be like, what were you doing out here anyway? You know what I mean? They'll give you help for it. But they gonna help you.
It was middle of the winter too when you showed up for the first time?
It was January. I moved here January 2018.
Yo, no.
I've never seen snow. I came out the airport. I came out the Portland Jetport like, holy crap. I was like, damn, it's real. And I was like, I could be out here for a little bit. Stood out there for like 30 seconds. Went right back in the airport. I was freezing. Said, nope, not for me, man. But, now I'm a freaking polar bear. I'm out here collecting antlers in the winter. The entire winter pretty much. I'm out there from November until May pretty much constantly.
What like I mean, you obviously wanted to run back to Florida as fast as you possibly could, I could imagine. Like it's just you literally stepped off the plane in a whole different world. I mean,
literally a whole different world. It was too much for me. It was overwhelming.
And how did it go? Like what was some of the first strides to even really get, cuz I mean, it's a lot to conquer and take over to get to the point where you're at.
Yeah, dude. Listen to this. When I first moved here, I was afraid of bugs. When I first moved to Maine, I'm from Florida where bugs are scary as shit. You know what I mean? Bugs are terrifying. We got giant wasps, hornets, everything, big snakes. It took me a while to swim in fresh water out here. It took me many years to swim in any body of water in Maine because I'm from Florida where every body of water has a gator trying to kill you.
Everything down in Florida wants to kill you.
Everything in Florida wants to kill you. And I knew that when I tried to hike back in Florida like I do out here, didn't work out.
So what was the first time that you found your first antler?
My first time I found my first antler. So I was introduced to hiking from my first friend in Maine. His name is Sean. And he introduced me to hiking. We hiked around Thompson pretty much. And he took me to Rangeley one day. And then he took me to Tumbledown Mountain, right? And then I got into hiking a lot more. I got into the woods. I started to see it. And then I went ice fishing one day. 2020, I went ice fishing on Moosehead Lake. And this is right after I seen my first moose. Also at Moosehead Lake by the B-52 crash site. Beautiful area. If you've never been over there, check it out, folks. And pretty much I got bored. We're ice fishing. I've never ice fished before. It was cool for the first hour. Then I got cold and bored. You know what I mean? There's not much to do besides wait for the flags. And so I got bored. I've been seeing antlers on like social media and stuff like that. People finding antlers. And I was still obsessed with moose. Even though I already seen my first one, I wanted to see more. So I got bored. I started walking on the ice. And there's this piece of land right there. So It's actually an island on Mooseland Lake. I'm not afraid about revealing the spot no more because whatever, man. If you get there and you find an antler, you earned it. Good job. You know what I mean? But I got bored. I walked on the island, started walking through the snow. The snow was super tall too. And I eventually found moose tracks. And I called my buddies. I'm like, yo, I found some tracks. They're like, no, that's deer. I'm like, no, these prints are way too big to be deer. These are like, the space between each step was huge. So I followed the moose tracks, and eventually I found my first antler right there in the snow. It was an old antler from the same moose who was walking around. Actually, he was about 2 years younger, because the antler was a couple years old. So when I first found it, man, I pretty much cried for real. Like, no pride aside, man, I cried. I shed a tear. I thought it was fake at first. I thought someone was just playing a prank on me. But I picked it up out the snow. It was frozen in there, pulled it out, picked it up, and I just started bawling my eyes out because, like, I couldn't believe it was real. You know what I mean? My buddy's calling me. Everybody from the ice is calling me like, yo, you've been gone like 4 or 5 hours. You okay? I'm like, dude, I found an antler. And they're like, nah, no way you didn't. I came off the island, walked back to the tent. They picked me up on the snowmobile. Boom, lifted that thing up. They're losing their minds, man. And ever since then, I've caught the bug. The shed bug.
Have you ever gone back there and tried to find more antlers?
That's where I found my first 6 antlers ever. So I
Come
found right after that I found another old antler. I went back. So that was in the winter. I went back in the spring. So I kind of went back too early though. I wasn't knowledgeable at the time about that. So shout out to Wilson's on Moosehead Lake. I'm good friends with them. They let me pull up to their cabin area and let my kayak off because they have a public camera on there for Moosehead, so you can see the conditions of the ice. So at the time I saw that it was melted, so I went out there. Right, what I thought was the island I was looking at on the camera was actually the first inlet. There's a little peak of land sticking out. That's the mainland. The island was behind it, and there was still a bunch of ice. So I'm kayaking, and then eventually hit a bunch of ice. So I'm like, ah, damn. So I started taking my paddle and my knife, and I'm dragging my way through the ice, until I got to a solid part. I got out, started walking next to my kayak. As soon as I started to fall in the ice, jump back in. You know what I mean? All the way until I got to the island. That's madness. I'd never do the same thing again. That was crazy. I was like, yo, if there's one antler on the island, there's got to be more. So I kept going. And then from there, I found my second and third antler. And then really when the ice finally melted, I went back, I kayaked safely. And I found my first brown, pretty much. I got a video of it too. I'll send it to you after this. But just walked up on my first brown. And then pretty much that was in May. And then September, October, I went back with a buddy and we found the match to it. And the match to my first antler ever, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome, dude. You earned it.
Yeah. Oh, dude. My first journeys, like my first Mooseman journeys, going to the island was rough. Like, especially for me, I'm, not used to that type of thing. I just roughed it out and I just went because I knew I had to get back there by any means. Because I had trouble finding antlers on the mainland. I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? I just started looking for antlers pretty much. Just first time shed hunting pretty much. And that's the only place I've ever found antlers in the beginning. So I just kept going there because might as well keep looking. You know what I mean?
Did you at night just dream about looking for those antlers to find those antlers?
Yeah, it kept me up at night. Dude, I can't believe I didn't go back earlier. I spent more time on mainland looking around, just had no luck, didn't know what I was looking for. It took me years to get to the point I am where I'm finding 100 plus antlers a year now, you know what I mean? But that was the first honey hole, man. That's like my secret island right there. I haven't been back since I saw a family of bear one day. I ran into the very moose who dropped those sheds. Like, I ran right into him pretty much, like, behind these trees. We scared each other. We got up at the same time and took off. It was hilarious. Not at the time, though. Like, now looking back, it was kind of funny, but scary as shit.
So what were some of the trials and tribulations to start to find those antlers in other places?
Pretty much just, man, I used to go up north with no spare tire, no tie iron, no jack. I just had to get up north. So I used to go to Rangeley a lot. I just had to get there, you know what I mean? So I just hit dirt roads and I drive around looking for moose, you know what I mean? And pretty much I was expecting to find an area I thought looked good to walk around and look for antlers. I had no knowledge of it, pretty much, you know what I mean? So it was just pretty much learning the ropes and learning the hard way, pretty much like catching flats in the middle of the bush with no way to fix it. You know what I mean? I've been stuck a few times. Like when I was younger, people are gonna be mad about this, but when I used to drive on a snowmobile trail in Jackman, I got stuck one day. I was stuck all day pretty much until a group of snowmobilers came by and pushed me out. And then I had to back out the whole way because it was super hot that day and the snow was getting soft, pretty much. Just
Jeez.
a lot of ignorant, just full send trips, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Well,
Not
if
ignorant, but just like kind of like oblivious of the dangers I was putting myself in. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're not from that area or you don't understand what it's all about, because at that point you didn't, right? You're from Florida, dude. You didn't have a clue what the Northwoods had to offer and how desolate it is and how dangerous it actually is. And people just think that like, oh, I can go up there and do that. No, you cannot, because it is a scary place.
It is. That's life or death up there, big time, especially in the wintertime. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah,
When
even
it's not so cold, you have a much better chance of surviving. But in the winter, if you don't have help, man, good
well,
luck.
like mud season and stuff like that. Like, dude, you can go off some beaten path and end up in the middle of nowhere, and it could be a week before someone comes up there and finds you, if not more.
Yep, you just sink right in some mud and you're off trail somewhere. They'll never find you. Know what I mean? I've
S-
I've had a lot of help though up north, thankfully, and I've learned the hard way in the beginning. You know what I mean about just picking the right roads and just being smart. It's all about being smart. You know what I mean? Even though I did what I did when I was younger and just learning how to do this, I was still smart about what I did, in a way. You know what I mean?
So, as you slowly started to progress into a better shed hunter and really start to understand what it was all about, there's a lot of negative that comes from it too, of different people that kind of bash you, shed wars, so on and so forth. Like, take us through some of that, and so people can understand that it's not all grip and grins and glory.
Yeah, pretty much. Shed hunting has become super popular in the past, I'd say past 10 years, especially in the past 5 years, it's blown up completely. Um, and pretty much, there's people set stuck in their ways about certain things, and people just can't understand that people from other states of different cultures can come and enjoy the same thing that they enjoy. You know what I mean? And pretty much I had to learn the etiquette of the woods, pretty much. You know what I mean? When that's pertaining to like if people show you a spot, you keep it a secret. You keep that between you and whoever showed you that area, and you respect that area. You stay out of that. You don't go in there, trying to deceive them, without them knowing, pretty much. Um, and there's been a lot of things I learned along the way, especially like just hunting and the culture out here, pretty much. I when I first came to Maine, I had this tree hugger mentality in a way. I was like anti moose hunting, but I've met a lot of excellent people that make a living off that, and I've just learned to embrace and appreciate the culture. You know what I mean? Like they changed my whole perspective on everything, so I've been able to speak about it a lot better now. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna put a timeout on this. So when you first came to the north, you were anti-hunting or anti-moose hunting?
Anti-moose hunting. I was never anti-hunting. You know what I mean? You can never be against sustainable hunting. You know what I mean? I was just more just like I didn't like the pictures of the dead moose pretty much. You know what I mean? And that's just because I'm not from here and that's just not
Yeah,
what I do. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean I'm against people putting food on feeding their families, you know what I mean? Putting
yeah.
food on the table.
Was it
That's what it's about at the end of the day too. You know what I mean? Besides the trophy hunting, it's about, filling that freezer full of meat. You know what I mean? You know where it came from, it's good for you, and it's cheap. I mean, it ain't cheap, but it's cheaper. It's definitely cheaper than going buying some steak at Hannaford, you know what I mean?
was it a lot of it from like you obviously had a really strong passion for moose and finding moose antlers. So was it like did you think like maybe because of moose hunting there'd be less moose and less bulls and less sheds and it would affect
Yeah.
your ability to find sheds because people were killing them?
Yeah, so basically, it didn't take me long to figure out that the moose were dying from ticks. You know what I mean? When I was looking for moose, I found a lot of dead moose in the spring that died from ticks. And so I put two and two together, and I did some research, and the population of the moose in Maine was 100,000 in the 90s. You know what I mean? Now they say it's about 50 to 60. So it's definitely gone. It's definitely decreased by at least 40%. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for moose. I can't find them. I'm finding dead ones. But then every hunting season, I wasn't aware at the time, but every fall I see a bunch of dead moose. I just couldn't find them on the roads like I wanted to, like every other city kid wants to find. You know what I mean? They're not always gonna be in the roads. They're in the woods. They're in the swamps. You know what I mean? So just because I wasn't seeing them, I was kind of concerned with the population. And every time I saw a dead moose, I said, "Well, those are two animals that I won't find." You know what I mean? So in a way, I felt like the hunting was a bit excessive. You know what I mean? Because even now, essentially, I'm not anti moose hunting, but you know what I mean? It's not really sustainable right now because I find at least 50 dead moose per year. In the past 3 years, I found at least 50 dead moose every spring, even during the winter from the ticks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no denying it's from the ticks because when I find a dead moose, they're loaded with ticks.
Right.
Every square inch of that moose is covered in ticks. You know what I mean? I found moose like dead, just died a day before I found them. You know what I mean? So there's no doubt that the calf are not surviving their first winter. Younger moose are not surviving their first winter. So the baby moose are dying every year, and we're killing 2,000 to 3,000 mature moose annually. You know what I mean? So pretty much they're just going downhill. Pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
And it's a huge controversial thing right now. There's a lot of hunters that will agree. There's hunters that will disagree. You know what I mean?
So I want to dive into that real quick since you brought it up. So I think, my personal opinion, especially spending many years in the Northwoods, one of the things too, and you hear all these rumors, like the way that we actually heard something from Emmy Hunting that was at Huntstock, and they were talking about the ways that they cut the woods up there, right, and how they strip cut them and actually do that. But something else that kind of brings my mind, and I didn't even talk to him about this, and I'd like to have a conversation about this. The stripping and that Irving would do up there, one of the things that they do is they come in with an herbicide and they spray out and kill all of the grass and any of the growth that comes in between it. So
And it poisons the moose.
It poisons the moose, but the other thing is it causes it so that they don't have a food source. So if they're cutting out, say, 200 acres and we're looking for that growth or that cut that's within 2 to 5 years for it to be sustainable for food for the moose, and they're killing all of the food, then the moose don't want to be there. And not only that, those tree companies don't like the moose. Like that's
they
a
eat
known
the money.
fact.
They eat all the money. They
That's
stunt
a
the
known
growth of the
fact.
saplings. You know what I mean? They stunt the growth of the saplings because that's what moose primarily eat. Besides, water vegetation, pretty much is the saplings. They love the saplings. They destroy the saplings. They break them. They bend them. They chew all the ends, pretty much, and they stunt the growth. And they can't cut the trees down if the trees don't grow. You know what I mean?
So my conspiracy theory is that the tree companies, Irving and all of them, are purposely doing things to get rid of the moose because they want zero moose in the Northwoods, and they would allow everybody to go hunt up there and kill them things because they don't want them. They don't want a single moose walking around up there because they cause so many problems, and it's kind of half the reason why they would go in there and kill all of the new growth for them.
Yep, big time. I've heard from a few different people that have, they're friends with a few people in the industry, the logging industry, and they've even admitted, you know what I mean, that some moose in certain zones, like zone 4 and above, there's like, I forget what the exact number was, but it's like 8 to 10 moose per square mile. They'd like to reduce it to 1 per square mile. You know what I mean? That was their plan, pretty
That's their
much,
goal.
is to eliminate the density. So because they think, well, I mean, it kind of works, of course, because you know what I mean. The way they strip the woods, the moose all congregate and they feed together, and it allows the ticks to spread a lot easier. You know what I mean? The ticks spread a lot more because they're all congregated in that same area, pretty much. But there's a lot more to do with it, like especially with like the small critters. The small critters will help take the smaller ticks and spread them around a lot more too. You know what I mean? Because the nymphs, they won't just go straight to a moose. You know what I mean? They have to grow first. but it's still like, and in the fall time, you can go out there and run into those ferns that are just loaded with the baby ticks. In September, they hatch every year. You go up to like out west, especially, and it's bad. You'll get like patches of red on your shorts or pants, and it's just long patches of ticks straight up because you just rubbed against the wrong fern, and it was just loaded with baby ticks that just hatched.
But they don't bother the human.
They don't bite the humans when they're that young, pretty much.
And
Um,
because even when you run the dog, do you have a problem with the ticks with your dog?
Not really.
I've
This year has
never,
been horrendous though. This year was the worst year for sure.
but not
Worst
moose
year
ticks.
with with moose and deer ticks. The moose ticks are not really the winter ticks are not really an issue. I think they just latch onto the moose pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they don't really. I don't ever see winter ticks on me or my dog.
No.
Definitely the deer ticks, the dog ticks, the wood ticks. Especially the deer ticks this year. They've been really bad.
Yeah.
Usually up north, for the entire spring, I find maybe 1 to 5 ticks per season. This year it's been 1 to 5 ticks per day.
Wow.
Very different. It's been bad.
That's crazy. Did
I
they
know it's terrible.
did so I want to break kind of into your business too, and kind of not your personal business, but your business of Mooseland and what that actually entails, and what you do with it and how it's come to fruition, because you were just a city boy from Florida, and now you have this extensive moose selling business. So kind of tear us into that and what that actually is.
Yeah, so it's basically like a combination of my personality and how I grew up and my, entrepreneurship as well. Because when I was a teenager, my first business, I used to be known as the shoe restorer guy. I used to fix sneakers for everybody in my area of Florida, pretty much.
Come
You
on.
know, yeah, that's what I did for work when I was a teenager, man. I
Like
had a
what kind of,
business
like a pair
restoring
of
shoes.
Jordans, and you would freshen them
Everything,
up?
everything. Jordans, boots, everything. I could do everything too. I was professional. I did the re-glues, I repainted, I re-dyed, I deoxidized the yellow rubber on the bottom pretty much. I did it all pretty much. I did custom kicks. And that's what I did for a living pretty much. And then I started getting into producing. I made beats for rappers all over the country at that time as well.
So hold on.
Um,
Can I get like a custom pair? I know Stevie probably wants a custom pair of outdoor drive Jordans.
that's not a bad idea. I'm not the business, but I can still make it happen. The skills didn't go away.
Yeah.
I just spend more time in the woods now. I don't be fixing shoes no more. I'll fix. I got friends that come to me like, "Yo, man, I know what you could do. Help me out." All right, I got you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I would still take a client. I would never deny a client. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's not what I promote anymore. I'm not like.
I'm
in
just
the
busting
business.
on you, Drew.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but pretty much those entrepreneurship skills pretty much that I utilized, I've taken it to the antler industry pretty much, because I don't just sell moose antlers no more. I sell everything. You know what I mean? Like somebody got some elk antlers for me, I'll buy those, I'll resell them. You know what I mean? I pretty much I source with multiple collectors, and I'll buy their collection, and I'll resell those as well. And it also allows me to do wholesale as well for certain stores. You know what I mean? Because I can only find so many antlers. I mean, I'm getting better every year, but I find 100. This year I found 124 antlers, and I sold out of that in a month. So I had to just go buy more to keep the flow going. You know what I mean? Because I don't want clients to be sitting and waiting. You know what I mean? But it's just I don't know. I guess that's why people don't really a lot of support, but also a lot of hate at the same time, because they can't understand that the people that sell antlers, they're mainly from up north. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
From here, they've never seen somebody like me come from where I come from, talk like how I talk, dress how I dress, and still have a business doing this. You know what I mean? And I'm in the woods at the same time. I'm not just a salesman. You know what I mean? I'm an actual shed hunter.
So in the business, are you selling whole antlers, dog chews? Like what is kind of what is the whole wrap?
All of the above, man. Whatever, however somebody wants an antler, I make it happen. My biggest sellers are definitely the dog chews. I have some dog chews that I take the fresh brown grade A. I only do fresh brown grade A because a dog can chew an older antler, but there's a risk because they dry out and they become more brittle. So you're basically feeding a dog a brittle bone, which could splinter. That's dangerous. You know what I mean? I love all dogs. I would hate to hurt an animal. You know what I mean? So I make sure everything I sell is grade A fresh from the past winter. You know, if it's not grade A, I don't sell it. I only let my dog chew that because dogs can chew that if they're like a common chewer pretty much. They're good at chewing.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
Midway USA offers a wide selection of high-quality magazines from top manufacturers catering to various firearm platforms and specific disciplines of shooting. 223 is a staple, and 6mm ARC mags are just a few clicks away. If you own a clock, just bought a 6-hour, or want to shoot your 1911 a little more, you can visit MidwayUSA.com to get another magazine. Plinkers with a Ruger 1022 can have nearly as much fun shopping for a drum magazine as they can shooting it at the range. For just about everything for shooting, shop MidwayUSA.com.
Join us at a Friends of NRA event where freedom, fun, and firearms come together like nowhere else. With more than 600 events held across the country, there's always one happening near you. From exciting games to exclusive auctions featuring one-of-a-kind firearms and gear you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're a lifelong hunter, a competitive shooter, or simply passionate about defending freedom, there is a seat for you. Visit friendsofnra.org to find an event near you and get ready for a night you won't forget.
An experienced chewer can actually chew an older antler and be okay. But everything is grade A. I got grade A dog chews. I've made my own line of pet CBD, in which I take that CBD, I put it on the dog chew itself to help older dogs with arthritis, anxiety, certain joint pains. You know what I mean? It's been helping a lot of dogs with torn ACLs. And then I'll wholesale antlers I have people that do real estate. I have people that own stores, the same people that buy wholesale amount of dog chews for their store, which I have 17 stores that sell my dog chews right now. If they don't buy an antler, I usually donate one for them. You know what I mean? Just to have it display in the shop. So it's been any which way possible. I got painters, carvers, everything, man. I'm just trying to find more ways to sell these, to go find more. That's all it goes to. Goes right to the gas tank so I can go up north and find more.
That's awesome, dude.
I know, it's a blessing, man. It's freaking awesome. It's a dream job, man. It's a dream job.
It is truly a dream job, because I think and I think a lot of people, for such a long time, it was such a hidden secret, right? Like there was
no
Facebook, I mean, there was a couple of websites, there's some diehard OG dudes that still doing it. They've been doing it for a long time and they're good at what they do. And, we learn from them every single year and, we keep them close.
And they keep their secrets. They don't say nothing.
Bro, they're tight-lipped. I know when I had started doing it, and I tried, same thing, didn't really know what to do, where to go, what to look for, whatever, and you couldn't read about it. There was no YouTube, there was no podcast, there was no nothing, and happened to have a couple of friends on, and mind you, dude, I'm 7 hours, 8 hours away from the North Woods, from the first gate, and and you go to ask or find somebody to help you out, and they have to pretty much trust you. You know what I'm saying? You got to have good vibes about you, and you got to be a good person. I mean, they got bad judgment there, but that's on them. But no, just kidding.
Well, for you?
yeah, for me. But no, it's a tough thing, and a lot of people want it, bro. Dog chews, everybody wants dog chews, and once they're educated on what they are and how good they are for a dog, I mean, people want them.
People just worry. Some people are especially from the city, they're like, "Oh, did you kill that moose to get the antlers?" Nope. So I educate people all the time. A lot of people don't know that deer, moose, elk, and caribou shed their antlers every year. They don't realize this. Even the people that live in Maine, they don't even realize that. You know what I mean? So I constantly educate, and that helps the sales a lot more too, because people know it's cruelty free, pretty much. You know what I mean? I'm not out there shooting the moose, cutting the antlers off, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not like the white rhino of South Africa that you're there taking its horn off of its face
and killing the animal. Yeah, you know what I mean?
No.
Oh man, it's just terrible.
Did you get a lot of flack back when you started selling moose chews and that kind of stuff? Because I think that's more the dangerous side than the shed hunting side.
Yeah, pretty much. There was a few other companies that felt threatened by me. There was one company that, good guy, Maine Moose Antler. That's his brand, Maine Moose Antler. He's one of the biggest dog chew companies in the state, and that guy is freaking awesome. He's seen me from the beginning. He supported my journey. He's helped, support the business. Whether it's, if I run out of chews, he's got some for me that I could buy for cheap and resell. You know what I mean? He's kept the business flowing. He's given me gifts for the woods. He's given me advice, some knowledge. You know what I mean? Helped me train my dog Ace. Because I'm mainly self-taught with training my dog, and pretty much, but he helped with certain aspects of that. You know what I mean? Certain like key tips that that separated Ace from the rest. You know what I mean? Just like with his dog, one of his best dogs, Turtle, RIP Turtle.
Truth.
Freaking that guy's a legendary shed hunter, man. Him and his dog, legendary shed hunters, man.
People
like that instead of being envious and kind of like threatened by me, they're like, he's like, we could all eat. You know what I mean? I'll support you, support me, and that's how it should be. You know what I mean? Because he's even had people come to him like, yo, why are you supporting that kid? Blah blah blah. And he basically told them like, yo, like this kid was like us when we were younger. He's just getting after it. You know what I mean? Even younger than when we started, and he's got this different type of hustle, different mentality. You know what I mean? He's not so stuck up in a small town with certain things. He's all over the place talking to people. He knows how to talk. He knows how to network. Just pretty much vouching for me. So that's why I always, shout out to Rich, man. Shout out to Rich, Maine Moose Handler.
Hats off to Rich, because Rich was the one that took me underneath his wing and taught me everything that I know, and I wouldn't be able to even go and shed hunt if it wasn't for Rich. Like, Rich has stood by me since 2019 when I started and going up there and moose shed hunting, and then I ended up getting a dog, and even if I wasn't in his camp, he would still constantly cheer me on and put me in, and help me out and whatever else. And I had the thoughts. So at the time, me and Stevie's a moose chew slinger, bro. Don't let that face fucking fool you. That boy can sling some moose shed. So we sold a bunch of moose chews. Like, we would go to shows and we would sell moose chews. And I was like, you know what? Maybe as a side hustle, I'll get some. So I reached out to Rich and I was like, hey man, I think I'm gonna sling some moose chews down here in the South. And he's like, you tell me when, man, you want to come and pick them up, you can have them. Like I'll hook you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll get you a good price.
He's freaking awesome. The guy is awesome, man.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about him. He taught me the regiment, how to find moose sheds, how to train my dog. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a shed dog, and I have a great shed dog because of Rich. Like, I can't say enough good things about him, man. And he's always got the best interest of everybody on his side, man. He's always
big time.
Always. There's times
he shows love, man. He shows a lot of love.
He looks out for me, and he looks out for the brand, the Outdoor Drive. Like, if we're gonna have someone on or something, he reaches out to me and been like, yo, hey, that's this dude might have done this, so just be careful or whatever. Like, he looks out for us. He looks out for us, man.
Yeah.
And that's right. I'm much respect for that, dude, because it takes a man to.
He's always pushing you to be better. One of those people that's always pushing you to just be the better version of yourself. You know what I mean? Do things right. Here's how you could do things better. Take some advice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's genuine, dude. I
wish there was more people like that, pretty much.
And I think
not enough of those guys.
The jealousy is what gets a lot of people, man. Like, why can't you just be envious and not jealous? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you? Right? Is that the right way to use that?
You're almost there. So close.
Yeah. But why?
Why can't you? Yeah, now you got me, man.
Yeah. But anyways,
why can't you be supportive? Why can't you be supportive?
There you go.
Instead of envious, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
that's one of my sayings, man. Don't get jealous, get hiking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you post an antler on Facebook that you find, there's gonna be two groups of people. There's gonna be the people that are like, fucking right. You're gonna be like, yeah. Those people are gonna be like, man, hell no, how? Another one? Nah, no way. Don't be like that. Get inspired by it, That's why I love shed hunting, because I see people post their antlers and I'm like, damn, now I want to get out there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the love in it. You know what I mean?
The biggest problem with that is the same people that'll see that post and get envious and and get all mad when they see somebody else's success. That's all they do is kick rocks, and they don't do anything about it. The proper thing to do is use that for motivation. Like,
Yep, you can't find them on the couch.
he found another one, I better get my ass in gear. Like, I got to get out there and get my shit
Yeah, he's
together.
out there. I got to get out there too. You know what I mean? He's right. I got to get looking. What am I doing here?
And that's how, in a healthy way, you kind of prop each other up, and your success
Exactly.
leads to somebody else's success, and
That's what the shed community should be about.
Right.
No spot stealing madness. No no drama, no nothing. Support, safety. You know what I mean? We're all looking out for each other. We're all taking care of each other, giving each other advice, sharing stories. You know what I mean? That's the whole love in it. That's what shed hunting's about. You know what I mean? When you start getting into the politics and all the this and that, you take away from what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's just people out there enjoying the North Main woods, treasure hunting. You know what I mean? Whether it's for profit or for enjoyment, it doesn't matter what people do. As long as you're out there enjoying the woods, not causing no problems. You ain't on the phone on TikTok all day. You're enjoying yourself. You're bringing people out there. You're bringing your friends out there. They need it. It's nature therapy. You know what I mean? You spread that love, the love that you have, and you spread it to everybody around you to help keep them going too. You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
My
It's not about
biggest
the
my biggest thing is like if you're wasting that energy looking to see what Drew is doing constantly, you could take that energy and focus it into positivity to make yourself better. Like, why waste all that time in worrying what everybody else is doing? Why don't you make the report instead of reading the report? You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. Like just get out there. Like, who cares what Drew's doing? Who cares what Steve's doing? Who cares what Trev's doing? Like, go out there and do it, bro. Like, what is it? Why? Like, why?
some people are just like that, man. You know what I mean? Misery loves company. Unfortunately, that's what it comes down to.
It's just so
Some people
sad.
have certain issues that they apply to other people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but
it's just up to
why?
them to figure it out for themselves. Because, like I said, misery loves company. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? I've had people back in the day when I started selling antlers. I used to sell skulls. Another antler company reported me to the game warden for selling skulls. So I got harassed about that. I didn't know. Thankfully, Rich told me about it a week before. Rich warned me, so I stopped doing it. And then the game wardens called me right after that, harassing the hell out of me. You know what I mean? Which they were cool about. They're just doing their job. No hate on them. But I learned. So it's just stuff like that, little petty things that go down instead of just leaving. You can't please everybody. What I learned, you can't please everybody. So
So what
there's no
is
point in trying to prove it. You know what I mean?
what is the law? Why can't you sell moose? You can't sell moose skulls. Is what you can't do.
You basically need a hide license to sell skulls. Anything like that's not naturally shed, you need a hides license. You know what I mean? You need a permit to possess the skull and a hide license to sell it. If you don't, antlers are 100% completely legal. You don't need anything for as long as they're naturally shed, you're okay. Because a lot of times, if you find a skull, if it's a fresh skull, maybe they want to come check it out, see what caused the death. You know what I mean? Do a little blood sample, see if it's poaching related or just natural causes. And then for like let's say I just found that giant deadhead a couple weeks ago. I told them it was about 4 or 5 years old, and they were like, "All right, here's the tag. Let us know if you find more," because they didn't care that it was that old. They just wanted to know about it, pretty much have the info. It's just for biology purposes. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Maybe
The
they can
science behind
solve
it,
something.
which I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? That's no problem at all. I love that. You know what I mean? They're doing their job. Shout out to them.
Yeah, and just doing the research to make it a better place for all of us, right? I mean, like to keep that place alive. Like it's and I encourage everybody to go to the Northwoods. Maybe not shed hunting. Maybe go and do a canoe trip like you're doing, Drew, or just go camp for the weekend.
Even
Like
drive around
Bro.
and enjoy. It's beautiful out there. Just bring a spare tire or two.
yeah, that shale rock up there, bro, is no joke. That's the truth. But
Man, first time going to the Allagash, I caught a flat. First time ever. Got to the campsite, that thing was leaking right there.
it's crazy,
Damn,
but
so
the
close.
fishing up there, the muskie fishing, the pike fishing, the trout, I mean, it's just a place of heaven. Like it is crazy. Like it's you drive in through the gate and you know that you are going to God's country. Like that's
You can
literally
feel
what
that
it is,
relief
bro.
as soon as you get up north, you feel that relief on your shoulders. All that weight is gone. All the troubles you had is gone. You know what I mean? All your worries is gone, unless you got some serious issues going on, which
Yeah.
you should be down fixing it back home instead of up north. You're kind of procrastinating your issues. But if it's nothing too serious and you're up there, you just need a little bit of just peace, meditation. That's the place, man. That place will save you. You know what I mean? That place changed my entire life. Up north changed my life, man.
How
Big
so?
time.
How so?
Well, cause I'm from a place where like in Florida, there's nothing to do besides have the best clothes, the best shoes, and have the most girls and be the coolest and act like the tough guy and talk about everybody and their issues. You know what I mean? It's very drama oriented. Over here, I'm not worried about none of that. You
Do
know
you
what I
think it
mean?
made you a better person?
Oh, big time, all day. Big time, all day. And that's with grandma and all the outdoorsmen that I've been with over here that have really, helped me grow up big time. All the problems that I had with my business and everything, it started when I was younger, and just me running my mouth. But I've apologized to people that deserve that respect, and I moved on and I've grown. You know what I mean? Now I handle things properly. I watch what I say. I handle things very professionally because my business has grown so much. I can't be acting a fool all the time. You know what I mean? Freaking bug. I can't be acting a fool. I can't be talking crazy, cursing, and talking trash about people. You know what I mean? Even when certain issues come up, people ask me about certain disagreements I've had with people in the past. I'll talk about it. I won't even talk down on them. I'll just, I'll keep it professional. Man, this bug going.
Yeah, but it's probably, it's for the better, right? Because it makes you a better person, and then you're gonna grow a better business, and and we all make mistakes, dog. I mean, like let's be honest, we have all been in those same shoes that you've been in, like that you have been in. When I started a podcast, I was a totally different person than I am today, and how I present myself. You know what I'm saying? Or I had a business too, and I didn't, I had a taxidermy business. And when I first started, like, bro, and you could ask Steve, I could bring up some stuff too, but the thing is, like, I would be on Facebook running my mouth. You know what I'm saying, bro? I could.
Oh, you? Oh, damn.
Like, you want some, you're gonna get some. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, you want it, you're gonna get it. And Steve
My
too.
guy ain't backing down.
The local hunting pages, first of all, there's some idiots on there, right?
Idiots.
And you'll especially in season or as it gets closer to season, you see some of the dumbest posts, or a lot of times it's a good question, but the comments and the advice that are given is just so bad. And I used to give my 2 cents. Like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Leave the kid alone.
This kid's asking a simple question and you're giving them absolute terrible advice. Since I'm on the podcast now, I never comment. I don't. I stay out of the comments.
It'll come back and haunt you. People will screenshot it.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care about that, really.
I can't even tell you how many times somebody would ask like a simple question, like say it's about saddle hunting, and I'll be like, "Yeah, dude. Like, here's my advice. Here's how I would do it." And it's not even the person that posted the original question. It's some other guy wants to argue with me, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's like, all right, dude, like, you're right. You know what? You probably saddle hunt like 7 Saturdays a year. You're right. You clearly know more than me. It's just not worth it because you can't win an argument on Facebook. You can't.
No.
You know, and I learned to just don't even. A lot of times, if I really want to help somebody out and I see their question and they look like they, need some advice, I just privately DM them, just have a conversation on the side.
Right, instead of being public about it, you know what I mean?
The biggest thing is that, Drew, we all come from a place that we're learning. We never all knew the information that we know today. That's because of the trials and tribulations and the failures that we've gone through because we're not afraid to make them, right? Like you finding moose sheds, us hunting or whatever, shed hunting or just anything, growing ourselves as a human being. And we've documented it since we were all young, right? So we've grown and we've understood and whatever. And there's a lot of people out there that are trying to be where we were 10, 15, 20 years ago. And we want to try and help them, but there's these heroes that think they know everything and they're going to talk down on us guys who do this every day. We live, breathe, and dream this stuff every single day. We research it. We talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Like every day. And you say something and they say something like, yo, what do you know what you're talking about? And I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. I probably set up and take down my tree stand or my saddle more times in 1 week than you do in a whole entire season. Who are you to tell me? And I remember to have like guys, haters. Want to talk about haters, bro? There was one dude that literally came at me and was like, "Who the fuck are you to deserve and think that you can have a podcast?" And I'm like,
Damn.
bro.
Freaking Karens everywhere, man.
It's just sad. It's sad. It's like, no, I don't think that I deserve a podcast, but I do think that if you want one, you can go and get one too, bro. Just put the time and the grind
You just
in.
gotta send them the link, be like, hey, check it out.
Yeah, it's just like,
here you go.
It's just sad.
Tune in.
It's
You're
just
gonna
sad.
watch anyway. Tune in.
It's just
Dude,
sad, man.
It all comes down to social media is the biggest downfall, to be honest with you. And
Social media sucks, man.
The thing is, and it kind of sucks for you in particular, right? Because the timing of you moving here and getting into the industry and like the mistakes you made and the learning curve, like everybody went through the same shit you went through. The difference is a lot of us were a little bit older and we got into it younger. We fucked everything up before social media.
There's no proof. It was
private.
only the people that were there, they knew about it.
When we buried our truck in the mud on some back road on some place we didn't belong to, the only person that knew was the person that pulled us out.
Or the guy that was with us.
Somebody finds you buried in the mud, next thing you know, they're blasting you on social media and everybody, you know what I mean? And it's
everybody is ragging on you.
So basically the difference is we fucked up in private and now and it's on
true.
social media, World Wide Web, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
we're all human, bro.
Oh man. And then another thing that sucks too is like I hate this term, but unfortunately, like the three of us, we fall in that realm of content creator. And it's like, dude, if it was up to me, I wouldn't post anything. Right. I don't care. Right. I don't need the clout. I don't need to show off. I don't need to prove to anybody what I'm doing. Beat my chest. Yeah, if I have a successful hunt, I do like sharing it, mostly for friends and family or whatever, right?
100%.
But you get a business, the Outdoor Drive, or your business, you're kind of obligated to put some kind of content out.
You got to promote, man.
And then you fall into the, are you showboaty? Are you showing off? Are you talking shit? Are you, who do you think you are? And it's like, I don't think I'm anybody. I'm just doing what I do. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest.
You got to take the good with the bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's what you love to do, you just gotta be about your business. That's it. You know what I mean? Everything you do has gotta pertain to your business. It's gotta be your life, So when you walk around and you say stuff and you talk and you post on social media, you represent yourself and your business. You know what I mean? So you gotta take the good with the bad. Whatever comes with that, it sucks to, post so much and be about it, but it's also promoting your business, and you just gotta, whatever comes with it, you just gotta take it in stride. You know what I mean?
I think it's a good thing though, bro, because let's take Hunt Stock for example, dude, and that's a minuscule example, but like when we go somewhere or do something, the amount of friends that we've met or we bring along with us, like yourself, I saw you. I've been watching straight up, like I've been watching your YouTube videos since day one. I'm going to be honest, like straight up. I've been watching what you've been doing for a long time and just watching you grow, dude, and just being like, yo, just, that silent cheerleader in the background, like, yo, this dude's got something cool going. I'm looking forward to that build. And then seeing you at Hunt Stock and like just introducing ourselves, like, I'm like, bro, this dude made it. Like good for him. I'm glad. Like, all the haters and shit, like he's doing something right. But
I appreciate you, brother.
And
they gonna say whatever they want, all the haters, this and that. But the thing is, when I went to Hunt Stock, if I was a bad dude, I wouldn't have gone to Hunt Stock. You know what I mean? A scumbag's not gonna show his face. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But when I went there, it was all love, all day, man. All freaking day.
Because we leave that shit at the door, bro.
People that are hating, they can say whatever they want. But at the end of the day, it's all love in the community. And people know, they see what's going on. They see people run their mouths, and they see how certain people just handle their business and mind their business. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like people know what's going on. And when I went, man, it was all love all day. People of all ages, of all different locations, they came up to me. They say what's up. They introduced themselves. They said they see me. They heard about me. We've been friends on Facebook, Instagram, all that, man. It was love all day from the moment, especially when I started taking the shots out of the antler that y'all promoted. You're like, hey, man, y'all started that whole thing, man. Y'all started that shit. And then it turned out to, people saw it. They said, yo, bring that thing to the bar over there.
Yeah. Drew,
And so we began.
the other thing, you know this more than anybody growing up in the city in Florida. If you come around and you got something that you did wrong or you want to run your mouth and you step around a couple of boys that aren't afraid to say something, it's going to be said to you. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like if you,
big time.
I mean, that's just the way it is, right? Like, so they're not people. It's just the way it is. You could talk all you want on a keyboard, but when it comes to reality, reality is reality, you know? And that's.
I didn't think we were going to go down that road.
Yeah. We don't have to. We don't have to.
No matter where you from, what you look like, there's good people and there's bad people, man. There's good and bad people. No matter where you are, what you do, there's good and bad people. It's all about how you handle that shit. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this though, Drew. When you go to the show and you get mad love, right? Everybody's cool. When you do bump into a lot of those people, not a lot of those people, but say somebody that clearly a hater. Clearly, maybe there's words exchanged in the past, or you heard this, he said, she said shit, and you see them face to face. What do you find usually happens? Do they avoid you? Or do they usually come up and act like they're cool? Or
they avoid you. They avoid you, and then they'll come to your friend later and start talking about you to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It happened in Hunstock. I'm not gonna start no drama. I ain't gonna say who. You know what I mean? But my buddy came out to me and was like, "Yo, man, the guy started talking to me about this and that and trying to say that you're a bad dude and this and that. Stay away from him. That's why people don't like you because you hang with him. Starting all this he say, she say stuff. And I seen the dude over there. And he already started some problems with Pat, the management, and I had to move some antlers of mine pretty much. And basically, I didn't start nothing. I minded my business. I walked over there. I walked past. I seen the guy. I went like this. I was like, yo. I just went like this because I'm not going to go over there and start no problems. That's not what I want. You know what I mean? That's definitely not. And that's not for me, not for him. You know what I mean? Like.
Anyways, so I want to take it back a little bit because I thought this was a pretty cool story. So when we were at Huntstock, we I don't even know if you knew this happened, but we saw you coming. You were walking up the road in front of our booth, but you were like across the way, like the other side of the road,
beyond the boundaries.
And Trev goes to me, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'd like to maybe, like, I want to talk to that kid, maybe have him on the podcast or something like that. I was like, who, right there with the moose antler? And Trev's like, yeah, and I was like, yo, come here. And I mean, dude, you probably hung out with us for 45 minutes, an hour after that. You know what I mean?
And then came back again.
Man, it was all love.
Yeah.
It's all positivity. Bro, Drew, I want you to spit real quick. What is the craziest thing that ever happened to you while moose shed hunt?
At Midway USA, we put customers first. The Nitro Express shipping system is icing on the cake. It was a big investment of time and money to take super fast, low-cost shipping to a whole new level. The Nitro Express helps ensure same-day shipping and low shipping costs. We hope you enjoy the Nitro Express. We built it just for you. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com. I'm Larry Potterfield with Midway USA. Thanks for your business.
For almost 50 years, Midway USA has been America's go-to source for just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Go to MidwayUSA.com to see our latest deals and promotions and take advantage of our super fast same-day shipping. If you need a cooler, a new fishing rod, another rifle, ammo, or a reloading press, you can find it all at MidwayUSA.com. Thanks for your business.
Who says you can't be the topic of conversation for all the right reasons? The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid pairs bold presence with advanced technology and sleek style. It's everything you didn't know you needed in an SUV and then some. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more.
The craziest thing that ever happened to me. Well, we had this I've called in a few giant moose to my tents before. But one day there was like this bull moose making
On
these crazy
purpose?
sounds. We thought it was on purpose. Like I pretty much I hear the bull. We called him in. Come an hour later, while we're camping, it's like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'll get out and I'll rake the tree with an antler, and I'll call that moose right in. And oh shit, hold on, blackout, and then boom, you die. The moose got me. Yeah. So one time I called in a moose, who's the same moose I've had antlers of. Like this, like I found one antler, went back, matched up the antler, and I called in that moose with the same antler. It had the exact same antlers, just bigger. And the antlers I had were last year's antler, pretty much, which is awesome. But one night we called in this big bull. Didn't even know it was a bull at first, but it was either Bigfoot or a big bull moose. And all I know is we were so damn scared. I hopped in the truck. I was about to take right off. I had the keys to ignition ready to go because those sounds were freaky, man.
What did it sound like?
Man, it was like roars, like roars, like just like that, but way deeper, man.
Dude.
Big time. It was no bear, it was no deer, no coyotes. It's either Bigfoot or a moose. I think it's definitely a moose. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking Squatch for sure.
Yeah, I'm a Squatch guy. I'm all about Squatches.
I've called a lot of moose, and I hear moose all the time. You know, that was different. That was terrifying. My buddy, who's not afraid of nothing, he was freaked out. I'm like, damn, if he's freaked out, man. You know what I mean?
Do you think you've ever had any other encounters of any Squatches or anything like that being up there? Because if they're gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be up in the North Woods.
Yeah, I haven't had any spooky stories besides that. I mean, I've heard some freaky sounds before. I've heard tapping on the wood. On
you've
trees,
heard tapping? You've heard taps?
Heard taps. You know what I mean? I've heard like screams in a way. Kind of like sound like a woman screaming. So where I heard it freaked me out, and me and my buddy just like, man, I hope she's all right, whoever she or what that is. Hope she's all right, because we ain't going over there.
Yeah.
We gonna pray for whatever that was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I almost got charged by a moose before. I ran into a mama that just gave birth, and the baby couldn't even walk yet. And I ran into them on accident behind these trees, and she was pissed. The first thing she did, she got up and she went just like that. And all I remember is just taking off. I was out of there. You know what I mean? Head behind a tree, but I came back to record it. So I'm shaky. I'm scared. I'm recording it, so the video's all shaky. But I got the baby and the mama in the video, and she was making those same roar sounds that I just described to you that one night that the moose came to my tent. Those same roars sound like a damn monster, yo, like freaking beast.
That's crazy.
So that's how I know that when we heard that it was a couple years ago. We were camping in the spring when that happened. That's how I know it was a moose, because I rewatched the video one day showing somebody, and it made that roar, and I was like, damn, that's what that was in the woods.
But that was first. It was before you ran into the mom at the time.
Yeah. No, this was afterwards.
Yeah.
I didn't put two and two together at the time, you know what I mean? But it was definitely the same sound, a just roar of death, you know what I mean? Like beast. Straight beast, you know what I mean? I didn't even know they could roar like that.
Drew, you had told us a story about you seeing the baby moose, and then there was this dude that stopped by the booth and showed us pictures. Yo, so these baby moose was born maybe a couple of days.
Twins, wasn't it?
Twins. He rolled up on these baby moose and the mother. Yo, he scared away the mother and starts taking like selfies from 2 feet away with the baby moose, dog. Like petting them type stuff. Like, yo, they was mad close. And he's taking selfies with them, with the baby moose.
Man, I could have done that one day, man. I literally had a baby moose walk up to me and my friend. Like, just walk right up to us. He was feeding by himself, just feeding him on some maple trees. And we saw him, and we were definitely the first people he's ever seen, for sure. Because he was eating, and then kind of came out a little bit more, started eating outside the bushes instead of behind. And then he started looking at us. And then just started walking towards us, yo.
He said, "Are you ready?"
Like just like saying like, "Hey, what?" He just stood there. We were like literally like 10 feet away from this moose.
Dad?
And every now and then, this baby moose, he looked back. into the entrance of the woods, way in the back. There's a little opening of the woods. And I know that's where Mama was for sure. She wasn't there though. She must have been sleeping or somewhere else. Maybe the moose got abandoned, orphaned. I don't know. But that moose was like trying to say what's up and trying to hang out. And I could have walked up and pet the moose if I wanted to. But I was like, man, if I touch that moose, I'm going to catch some harassment charges from the mama. She going to get me. You know what I'm saying?
You could have been.
That moose started playing with us, going in and out the woods, playing tag with us. I couldn't believe it, man.
That moose has definitely seen the Squatch, dude. There's no questions asked. That's what he thought you were. That or he thought you were Big Poppy.
That moose is Pop. They hunted that moose for sure. Walking up to people like that, he's in the freezer right now, man. Now he's been digested. That was 3-4 years ago. They ate him already. Yeah. Man. He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
If he's still in the freezer, you want to throw that out.
He gone. Drew, why don't you tell everybody what drives you outdoors, my man?
What drives me outdoors, man? Man, just the mysterious aspect of it. You know what I mean? You just every trip in the woods, you never know what you can encounter. You know what I mean? Whether that's wildlife or type of areas you find, whatever struggles you go through. You know, sometimes you go to the woods and things don't go as planned. You know what I mean? Stuff happens. That's just the beauty of the woods. You go there, it's just the adventure aspect of it. That's what drives me, man. The whole adventure of it. Everything. Those memories that you create and that you keep. That's why I keep a lot of my favorite antlers, because I look at the antler, I know where I got it, I know who I got it with, and I know what I had to go through to get that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some are just not worth the money, man. People say I do this for the money. I do not do this for the money. If I do this for the money, I'm a dumbass. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is like, I do this because I love it, man. Like, this is what I literally, like, my first job in Maine was delivering pizzas. And then I landscaped commercially for 5 years. And then I just slowly was just leaning more towards the moose thing. I just kept on taking days off and calling out just to go up north. You know what I mean? Then I had it where I just was part-time. And then finally one day I just quit. I said, I'm done. I got my LLC and I started doing the moose thing full-time. And I have no regrets, man. I haven't worked a real job in 2 years. This is my job. I do antlers for a living, man. This is my job. And I'm blessed. Thank God, man.
Thank God you got out of the pizza game too, man. Like I would never talk shit about Maine. I love the state of Maine, but their pizza sucks, bro.
Not all of it, but a lot of it, yeah, for sure. Like, you know, they got that fake ass dough. Freaking cheese ain't right. They don't know how to. The biggest thing, the ingredients are good. They don't know how to cook the pizza. You know, you get the pizza back and it's all gummy.
Yeah. Their pizza
It's
sucks.
like, man, like I'll throw this back in the oven and keep cooking it. You know what I mean?
Maine's the best everything. Just the pizza sucks. That's it. Get your pizza right. Just get your pizza.
There's a lot of good food out here, but you know, I'm from Florida where we got real good food. You know what I mean? Of all kinds. You know, out here it's a lot of pizza and fried chicken. Nothing wrong with pizza, fried chicken, but you can't eat that every day. You're gonna feel like shit.
We need Drew. You need to come down to Connecticut, and we're gonna bring you for some real pizza, because it's some of the. Yeah, we have some of the best pizza in the country here in Connecticut. Like,
I heard.
We battle with New York.
Every time I go to Connecticut, I just fly right past because it's scary down there. I don't know.
Well, next time you're going to come and stay with me, and we're going to bring you out for some real pizza, because we're known for good pizza down here.
What's your best spot?
Oh, well, we're going to have to drive 45 minutes south of here, and we're going to have to go down to some real good spots. Well, I guess a contender locally would be like Frank Pepe's.
Nah, take me to your best spot, man. I'm a freaking pizza freak, man. Like, I eat a whole pizza to myself. You know what I mean? People are like, you want to split a pizza? I know I'm skinny, but come on now. I can eat a whole damn pizza by myself. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you got to, like, take it easy. You can't do it multiple times a week. You're going to get clogged up. You know what I mean? You're going to be in the bathroom, and the pizza is going to be taking 3 years to come out. Freaking worth it, though, always, man. Just stop. Don't eat no Domino's and none of that. You'll be all right.
No. Drew, where can we make you rich, man? Where can people go find you, buy some chews? You got a website, whatever, social media?
I got a website, Mooseland.com. You can reach out to my Instagram, Mooseman Drew, just Mooseman Drew. You can reach out to me personally. I'll get back to you. I don't ignore people. I ain't no damn celebrity. You know what I mean?
You got the
and my website, mooselands.com, pretty much.
You got the merch? You got those T-shirts for sale that you were wearing?
Nah, I'm working on it right now. I'm having them printed soon, actually, in New York.
All right,
So I got a buddy that owns a business doing that, so I'm gonna get that done because I've had people down my freaking throat about that, man. People are killing me about them shirts. I've just been slacking pretty much. That's what it comes down to. There's no excuse. I've been slacking. I'm gonna get it done though.
You let us know when then things go live. We'll definitely both take one for
You
sure.
already know I'm
no
sending
question.
y'all 2 shirts. Already know. Big time. What size y'all?
Well, mine is a little smaller than a hot air balloon.
Yeah, if you're gonna send 2 shirts, we'll throw them together for Trev.
Oh shit! We'll get you a moose blanket. How about that? Get your Mooseland's bed sheets, man.
Yeah, there we go. Get the moose sheets.
You
Bedlam.
wear that, man.
That's awesome. Drew, we really appreciate you, man. I'll post your links below here, so anybody wants to go and check out Drew, they can go and get on over there to Mooselands, follow along with what he's got going on.
Did he get to like Instagram and TikTok and all that
Yeah.
stuff? Or
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mooselands.
Oh, yep.
So I'll post those along. Go and check out Drew. If you want to get your dog a dog chew, it's a real good thing to have. And until then, we appreciate all you guys, and thanks for following along and taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.
New season, new chaos in college football.
Let's go! Big stage, big opportunity.
This Labor Day weekend, the wildness lives on ABC, ESPN, and the all-new ESPN app.
What a way to start!
Featuring top 10 teams like Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU, and Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina.
It's so special when these teams collide.
Don't miss a lineup filled with electric matchups.
Welcome back to college football.
Kickoff week presented by Modelo. Labor Day weekend on ESPN and ABC. Also available to stream on the all-new ESPN app.